Marty Liquori remains the last high schooler to run a sub-4-minute mile, and that was a quarter-century ago. But that is also only part of the story. In 1968, Marty Liquori was a Villanova sophomore chasing Jim Ryan to the finish line of the 1,500 meters. How could Liquori know that at age 19, he was running in his last Olympics?
I can still remember the moment, and it still gives me goosebumps when they flashed up on the sign, see you in Munich, and I just said, I will be there.
If being the top miler in the world were enough, Liquori would have been there competing in the Munich Olympics. In '71, he beat Ryan 3 straight times, beginning with the much-celebrated Dream Mile in Philadelphia, and he was rightfully proclaimed the world's best.
Marty was one of those tough competitors that I knew if I wasn't ready, that he would be almost unbeatable, and it'd have to be one of those things where, you know, he'd make a mistake in the race.
In '71, I'm feeling my oats. I've been ranked #1 in the world twice. The one year I wasn't, I knew that I was fooling around, having a lot of fun in Europe. And I'm undefeated the year before the Olympics. And I know the Olympics are going to be hard, but I think that making the team is going to be pretty much of a formality. And it was a great disappointment when it wasn't a formality, when I got injured and didn't even make it to the trials.
Liquori suffered a torn ligament in his foot, an injury that today could be treated in weeks, but then, 5 months before the games, he knew he was out.
I think it would have been an exciting time for America. I think we would have had an opportunity there, perhaps, to put 2 men into the finals. Both of us would have had an opportunity for a medal. I think Marty was very much a contender there.
Liquori had beaten every runner of note in the field in Munich, yet he arrived for the final not as a favorite, but as a broadcaster.
The toughest thing I've ever had doing broadcasting is watch and commentate on the 1,500-meter final in Munich, because the year before, Jim Ryan and I had run a fast time, 3:54. We had run the last 800 meters in 1:51, fastest ever for the last 800 meters. And the Olympic final was run exactly the same way. They ran even faster for the last 800. I knew it was just the type of race that I had won in the past, and to watch the race unfold exactly as I would have wanted it to and not be there was really tough.
After '72, Liquori no longer dominated at 1,500 meters. Newcomers, first Filbert Bayi of Tanzania, then John Walker of New Zealand, lowered the world record. But still, Liquori persevered.
I decided that no matter what tactic I tried, I might be able to beat Walker on a one-on-one race. I might be able to beat Bayi, but I didn't think I could beat them both in the same race. And at the very end of the year, I tried the 5,000 meters one more time, and I ran a very good time. And that seemed like it was more wide open, and that, at that point, was my best shot. So I moved up to the 5,000.
Marty Liquori was the true heir to Steve Prefontaine in the American 5,000 meters. It's unfortunate that every other year he had an injury.
One of my final workouts before the '76 trials, I was training on a golf course, and I stepped in a depression and tore my hamstring just a little bit. The final days leading up to the trials, I had all kinds of people trying to help me. I had people giving me massage at 3 o'clock in the morning, working me out in the pool at 5. So many people were pulling for me, but we were just trying to perform a miracle. When I got into the race, I knew I was injured, but I knew I had been worked on, and it was okay in warm-ups, and you go and it grabs, and you say, well, should I drop out? And then you think, well, no, why should I drop out? This is the end of my life if I drop out, so I'll keep running until this one leg is just dragging behind me. And I just basically got to that point, and I guess what did it for me was I saw my wife standing over on the sidelines, and it was just kind of a little thing like, it's over. And I went over and I grabbed her, and it was over.
Students of the sport know how good Marty was, and how many events, and for how long. And it is unfortunate that the Olympics are so blinding that we don't look beyond them to the consistency of people in a lot of other events. And Marty's a prime example of that.